Body language is the silent conversation that runs beneath every interaction, often louder and more revealing than the words being spoken. Words are easy to polish, to manipulate, to filter through social expectations or personal fears. A person can tell you they are fine when they are breaking inside, or say they are not interested when they are drawn to you, but their body rarely lies. Gestures, posture, micro-expressions, and unconscious movements betray feelings that the conscious mind tries to hide. When you learn to observe body language, you begin to access the unfiltered truth that people often struggle to communicate directly. Consider how eye contact works. Someone may avoid saying they like you, but their eyes linger a second longer than necessary, scanning your face as if memorizing it. A quick glance can be casual, but repeated stolen looks signal interest. On the other hand, avoiding eye contact, breaking the gaze too quickly, or frequently shifting their focus away often reveals discomfort, guilt, or disconnection. The eyes carry emotions words try to bury, and that is why they are often called windows to the soul. Pay attention also to proximity. People naturally gravitate closer to those they feel drawn to. If someone consistently finds a reason to stand near you, leans toward you during conversations, or angles their body in your direction, it reflects comfort and attraction. Distance is not accidental, it represents boundaries. The closer someone allows you into their physical space, the deeper the level of trust or connection. If they step back or cross their arms, they may be protecting themselves. If they lean in, they are inviting you closer to their truth. Gestures tell stories words never could. A person may nervously play with their hair, tap their fingers, or fidget with objects when they feel anxious or excited around you. These small movements often indicate heightened emotional energy. A genuine smile that reaches the eyes cannot be forced. It radiates warmth and reveals authentic joy. Conversely, a forced smile sits flat, without the crinkle of eyes or the glow of real emotion. These are cues you cannot hear, but you can see if you learn to watch. Posture is another silent indicator of truth. Confidence often shows up in open body language. Shoulders back, chest lifted, arms uncrossed. Attraction may reveal itself when someone mirrors your movements without realizing it, reflecting your gestures as a way of subconsciously sensing with you. Defensiveness, on the other hand, shows up in crossed arms, turned away feet, or a closed-off stance. These signals are not random, they are instinctive shields or invitations. Even touch, intentional or accidental, carries meaning. A light brush of the hand, a playful shove, or a gentle touch on the shoulder all suggest comfort and closeness. Humans are wired to touch when they feel safe or connected. If someone repeatedly finds reasons to make physical contact, no matter how small, it is a language of affection without needing to be spoken. On the other side, pulling away from touch, stiffening at contact, or avoiding closeness reveals discomfort or disinterest no matter what words might claim. Silence itself can also be loud in body language. The pause before answering, the way someone exhales when they see you, or how their body relaxes in your presence reveals emotions without needing sound. Energy flows through the body in ways words cannot restrain, and if you train yourself to notice, you begin to see what people truly feel, not what they want you to believe. This is why body language is the truth behind the mask of words. A person can rehearse sentences, memorize lines, or even convince themselves of a false narrative, but their body leaks reality in every unconscious movement. If you want to know whether someone is genuinely interested, genuinely comfortable, or genuinely honest, don't just listen to what they say. Watch how they move, how they look at you, how they shift their weight, how they breathe when you enter the room. That is the raw, unfiltered truth speaking without permission. Playfulness is more than laughter and lighthearted exchanges. It is one of the most powerful ways human beings form bonds. Humor, teasing, and playful interaction may seem casual on the surface, but beneath them lies an invitation to closeness, trust, and emotional connection. When someone chooses to be playful with you, they are not just trying to make you laugh, they are signaling comfort, vulnerability, and a desire to build something deeper than formality allows. Playfulness lowers walls that seriousness often keeps standing, creating a space where two people can meet as their most natural selves. Humor has always been a universal language. It bypasses logic and touches emotion directly, making people feel safe and accepted. Think about how laughter feels in the presence of someone you trust. It relaxes your body, eases your mind, and creates a sense of belonging. When a woman laughs with you or teases you, it is rarely just about the joke itself. It is her way of saying, I feel comfortable enough around you to let down my guard. Playfulness strips away the pressure of performance and replaces it with authenticity. It tells you that she does not have to be perfect in your presence, and she does not expect you to be perfect either. Teasing, when done lightly and with kindness, is an especially intimate form of playfulness. It acknowledges a shared understanding, an inside joke, or a small observation about you that she chooses to turn into humor. This kind of teasing is not about insult, it is about connection. By giving you a playful nickname, exaggerating one of your habits, or making fun of something trivial you said, she is inviting you into a private circle where humor becomes a bond only the two of you share. These moments of laughter are not just entertainment, they are threads weaving intimacy. Playfulness also works as a test of compatibility. When two people can laugh together, they are proving to each other that they see the world in similar colors. Shared humor is often a reflection of shared values, shared perspectives, and emotional resonance. If she laughs at your playful remarks or matches your teasing energy, it signals not just interest but alignment. That rhythm of laughter becomes a rhythm of connection, showing you both that you can carry lightness together even in a heavy world. There is also a deeper reason playfulness builds closeness. It disarms fear. Seriousness can feel intimidating, especially in the early stages of attraction, but humor softens the edges. When someone teases you, they are giving you permission to be human, to laugh at yourself, to release the need to impress. That moment of shared laughter removes layers of formality and brings both people closer to authenticity. Vulnerability often hides inside humor because it takes courage to put yourself out there and risk not being understood. When she does this with you, she is showing a willingness to be vulnerable in your presence, which is a powerful form of trust. Playfulness also extends conversations beyond words. A playful touch, a light shove on the arm, a dramatic eye roll paired with a smile. All of these gestures are ways of expressing attraction without having to say it directly. They carry the same weight as spoken words, sometimes even more, because they are felt physically and emotionally. They make the interaction memorable and personal, creating sparks that seriousness could never ignite. At its core, playfulness is not about jokes or teasing, it is about connection. It is about two people creating a bubble of shared joy that no one else can fully understand. It is about transforming ordinary moments into extraordinary memories, not because of what is said, but because of how it feels. Playfulness is intimacy disguised as laughter, closeness hidden inside a joke, and attraction wrapped in humor. It is a language of the heart, subtle but unmistakable, and when you recognize it, you realize that every playful exchange is a doorway to something deeper. Consistency is one of the most powerful indicators of truth in human connection. While anyone can show interest once or twice, it is the repeated pattern of engagement that reveals what truly lies beneath the surface. One moment of attention could be courtesy, one act of kindness could be politeness, but when someone shows up again and again with the same energy, the same investment, and the same presence, it becomes impossible to dismiss as coincidence. Consistency speaks volumes because it demonstrates intention, reliability, and depth of feeling in ways that words alone never could. In a world where so many gestures are fleeting, consistency sets itself apart as something rare and undeniable. Think about it, anyone can send a quick text once, but who continues to reach out, to check in, to remember details from your conversations? Anyone can laugh at your joke once, but who continues to light up every time you're around? It is not the isolated actions that matter, but the pattern those actions form. A pattern is proof, because it requires effort. An effort repeated over time cannot be faked without revealing genuine interest. Consistency is also a marker of emotional safety. When a person consistently invests in you, whether through presence, attention, or small acts of care, they are creating a rhythm that builds trust. You begin to feel that they will not vanish, that their interest is not dependent on mood or circumstance. This reliability makes space for vulnerability because trust grows when someone shows up again and again, proving with their actions that you matter beyond convenience. The human heart does not respond to grand gestures nearly as much as it responds to repeated signals of presence. Patterns of engagement reveal value. If someone remembers to ask about the exam you mentioned last week, if they continue to find reasons to start conversations, if they repeatedly choose to sit near you or seek out your company, it is not random. People do not consistently invest in places where they feel nothing. They may disguise their words, they may hide behind jokes, but their pattern will always betray them. Coincidence cannot explain a constant stream of effort directed toward the same person. Attraction, affection, and interest always leak through repetition. Consistency also separates genuine intention from fleeting distraction. A single gesture can be a performance, but sustained actions require energy. Energy follows priority. If someone continuously makes space for you, they are communicating that you are not just an afterthought, you are a priority. This doesn't always mean big declarations. Often, it is found in the small, repeated acts. The daily good morning message, the consistent eye contact across a crowded room, the regular effort to engage in playful banter. These are not accidents. They are choices repeated so often that they form a truth words no longer need to confirm. It is important to note that inconsistency speaks just as loudly. When someone's engagement comes in bursts, present one day, absent the next, warm in one moment, cold in the next, it communicates hesitation, uncertainty, or lack of genuine interest. Human beings are not perfect, and everyone has off days, but when inconsistency becomes the pattern, it is a sign in itself. The heart naturally seeks where it wants to belong, and when it does, it will show up consistently. Consistency is not glamorous. It is not always dramatic or loud, but that is what makes it so powerful. It lives in the small daily signals that accumulate into something undeniable. It is the rhythm of presence, the repetition of attention, the steady effort to connect. When someone keeps showing up, it is not by chance. It is by choice. And choice repeated over time becomes the clearest language of interest, loyalty, and depth that words will never fully capture. Curiosity is one of the purest expressions of interest because it extends beyond politeness into genuine engagement with who you are. When someone takes the time to ask about your life, your thoughts, your feelings, and the little details that most people overlook. It is not just small talk. It is an entry point into intimacy. Small talk is surface level, designed to fill silence and move on quickly, but genuine curiosity digs deeper. It wants to know what makes you smile, what keeps you awake at night, what shaped the person you have become. This kind of interest cannot be faked for long, because it requires emotional investment and a willingness to explore the inner world of another person. When a woman shows curiosity about your life, it is rarely random. She does not just ask, "How was your day?" out of habit. She listens carefully to your answer, remembers the details, and follows up later. She notices when your tone changes, when your mood shifts, when something weighs on you. That kind of curiosity is not just about gathering information. It is about creating a bridge of connection. Curiosity reveals where the heart is invested. People do not waste emotional energy on lives they do not care about. If she asks about your family, your dreams, your passions, or even your struggles, she is signaling that your world matters to her. Curiosity is rarely about the facts, it is about the person behind those facts. What you love, what you fear, what you hope for, these are the truths she is trying to uncover, not out of obligation, but out of desire to feel closer to you. There is also a vulnerability in curiosity. When someone asks questions, they are opening themselves to intimacy because the answers might change how they see you. To be curious about someone is to invite them to reveal layers that most people do not get to show. That act of invitation communicates trust, because curiosity says curiosity builds intimacy because it creates shared moments of meaning. Imagine a conversation where someone not only listens but leans in, asks follow-up questions, and reacts with genuine interest. That experience is unforgettable because it makes you feel valued. You feel that your life is not just noise but a story worth hearing. That is why curiosity often feels like love in its earliest form. It makes you feel seen in a world where so many people are invisible. The opposite of curiosity is indifference, and indifference kills connection faster than rejection. When someone never asks about you, never remembers what you said, or never shows interest in your world, it sends a clear signal you are not significant to them. Curiosity, on the other hand, brings life to a connection because it shows that the person is willing to invest energy in understanding you. Relationships thrive on that energy because understanding creates closeness, and closeness creates trust. Curiosity also makes space for growth. When someone asks about your goals or challenges, they are not just trying to know you in the present, they are showing interest in your future. That future-focused curiosity is one of the most powerful forms of intimacy because it communicates curiosity is not just converse connection. It is the subtle but undeniable way someone says, "6, you are not ordinary to me." Every question is a hand extended toward closeness. Every moment of listening is a step deeper into your world. And every remembered detail is proof that intimacy is being built silently, piece by piece. Energy is the invisible thread that connects people, often before a single word is spoken or a single gesture is made. It is that unexplainable feeling you get when someone walks into the room, the shift in atmosphere when their presence is near, the quiet magnetism that draws you toward them even without touch or speech. Unlike words which can be crafted or body language which can sometimes be controlled, energy cannot be faked. It radiates naturally, unconsciously, and truthfully. This is why energy never lies. You don't just see or hear attraction, you feel it in the space between. There are moments when someone's energy makes you feel calm, safe, and at ease, as though you have known them forever. There are other moments when their energy excites you, igniting sparks that make your heart race and your thoughts stumble. Attraction often announces itself in these subtle shifts. You may not be able to explain why, but you feel it. The warmth in their glance, the pull of their presence, the electricity in a shared silence. Energy operates in the background, but its impact is undeniable. It bypasses the rational mind and goes straight to instinct. When someone is drawn to you, you can sense it even if they say nothing. Their eyes may meet yours across a crowded space, but it is not just the visual contact that moves you, it is the charge that lingers afterward. Their body may not touch yours, yet when they stand close, you feel the nearness in your skin, in your breath, in the way time slows for a moment. These are not coincidences, they are the manifestations of energy signaling interest. Attraction is not only about what is seen or heard, but about what is felt without explanation. Energy also reveals itself in comfort. When two people share a natural connection, there is a flow that feels effortless. Conversation does not feel forced, silence does not feel awkward, and presence feels nourishing. The energy between them creates a rhythm where both feel understood without over-explaining. This kind of energy cannot be imitated because it is born of genuine resonance. Just as mismatched energies create tension, aligned energies create harmony, and harmony is where attraction thrives. Think about how the body responds to energy. A quickening heartbeat, butterflies in the stomach, the way your face warms when they smile at you. These are physical reactions to invisible forces. The nervous system recognizes the pull of someone's energy before the mind can process it. That is why sometimes you feel drawn to a person without knowing why, and why their presence lingers in your thoughts long after they have gone. Energy leaves imprints that logic cannot erase. The most powerful thing about energy is that it communicates authenticity. Words can be sweet, actions can be rehearsed, but energy is raw. If someone claims to be interested yet their energy feels cold, distracted, or inconsistent, you sense the truth beneath the words. Conversely, even if someone holds back verbally, if their energy is warm, attentive, and magnetic, you feel their unspoken attraction. This is why energy is often the clearest form of honesty. It exposes what people may be unwilling or unable to admit. Energy also has the ability to grow intimacy without effort. Two people aligned in energy often feel drawn into deeper levels of connection naturally, without planning or forcing it. They can sit together in silence and feel full, share a glance and communicate entire emotions, or brush past each other and feel a jolt that words cannot capture. The space between them is alive, charged with meaning, and that charge is what makes the connection unforgettable. Energy never lies because it bypasses the layers of performance and reveals what is real. It cannot be hidden, delayed, or denied. You don't just notice it, you feel it. In the way the room feels different when they enter, in the way your body reacts in their presence, and in the way silence between you feels louder than words, energy tells the story of attraction without speaking at all.